The dead of the Seraphon lay all around the fallen starship, their corpses going back to the Earth to bring life to the realms once more in a different form. The Saurus chieftain leading his cohort of Seraphon, large and small, in a patrol around the ancient vessel, was ever wary of anyone intruding upon their fallen home. The Teratic cohort pushed deeper into the Gnarlwood, eager to atone and regain the favour of their vindictive master Nagash. As the disgraced Cavalos Centauri looked up into the sky, one of the winged harpies under his command came back screeching that it had found a tie of the bones that may just return them into the good graces of Nagash. Onwards they pressed in a rush, but as they entered the clearing and found the rotting corpses of those who had died in this starship's crash, a mighty roar echoed from atop the fallen vessel, and battle was joined in Age of Sigmar Warcry. Our scenario today is using cards from the brand new Briar and Bone box set. Now, we've gone for the victory condition Demolition Crusade. The battle will end after 4 battle rounds. After deployment, if no attacking fighter on the battlefield can carry treasure, you do need to draw another card, or just make sure you got something on the table. After deployment, the attacker picks a terrain feature that is more than 9 inch from each friendly fighter. That terrain feature is the demolition target. Then, the defender picks an enemy fighter that is on the battlefield to be carrying the treasure. This treasure is referred to as the bomb. Now, at the end of each battle round, if a fighter is carrying the bomb and they're within 1 inch of the demolition target, they can attempt to detonate the bomb, and when they do so, you roll a dice. On a 4+, the bomb is detonated, the battle ends, and the attacker wins. Otherwise, if the bomb has not been detonated by turn 4, the defender wins. We then have a twist called Scattered Foes. This subtracts 1 from the toughness characteristic of fighters that are not within 3 inch of another friendly fighter from the same faction rune mark. And then Last Ditch Defense is going to be how we deploy for today. Now, I'm going to be playing with the new Teratic Cohort in today's game. In my dagger, I have my Cavalos Centauri, a Mortex Cycloptean with Dreadglaive, and a Teratic Prowler. Meanwhile, in my shield is another Mortex Cycloptean, this time with Naderite Bident and 2 more Teratic Prowlers. And my hammer will have 2 Aviarch Harpies. Stephen is going to be playing with the Seraphon today, who in one of the later updates for Warcry did get some new fighters that we'll be using today. In his dagger he has a Raptidon Charger, Raptidon Hunter, and Skink with Meteoric Javelin and Starbuckler. His shield will have exactly the same loadout, a Raptidon Charger, Raptidon Hunter, and Skink with Meteoric Javelin and Starbuckler. And while in his hammer he has a Saurus Sunblood who has the Divine Blessing Savagery, and 2 Saurus Warriors with Celestite Clubs who both also have the Divine Blessing Savagery, this boosting up their critical damage by 1. And so we are all deployed. As the defender, I've got the Teratic Cohort. So something cool with the Teratic Cohort, they have the ability, one of their formations at the beginning of the battle can deploy within 6 inch of their starting point instead of 3. So long as they remain 6 inch from all enemies. So that's why in the center here we have the Cavalos Centauri. We've got one of the Mortex Cyclopteans, that is the one with the Dreadglaive. Then we have one of the Teratic Howlers as well. Over here we have the other 2 Teratic Howlers and the other Mortex Cycloptean, this time with the Naderite Bident. And then back here we have my 2 Aviarch Harpies. For the Saurus, we have the 3 Saurus contingent over here with 2 Saurus Warriors with Celestite Clubs and a Saurus Sunblood. All of them have taken the Savagery Divine Blessing. This gives them a +1 to their critical damage value. Then over here we have 2 exactly similar groups of Skinks. We have a Raptidon Charger, a Raptidon Hunter, and a Skink with Javelin in there as well. Today's video is sponsored by Gap Games, a fantastic miniature wargaming store in Queensland, Australia. They stock a wide variety of miniature wargames from all things Games Workshop to some of my personal favourites, Conquest of the Last Argument of Kings, and all things Modifius wargames as well. Use our affiliate code in the link below to help support both this fantastic store and the channel as well. And so we are going to go priority for turn 1. This is for the Teratic Cohort. I am going to start with just a +2 there. And so, Stephen, for his Seraphon, you are going to get a +3/+2 in there. So something else we need to do before we get in the game as well, Stephen as the attacker had to pick a terrain feature that's more than 9 inch from all his fighters to be the target of the demolition crusade, and well, it'll have to be this one. Now, for the purposes of this, we're going to make it so that it is the base of the building, not the circle around it. It is just the building. I then have to pick one of his fighters to be carrying the demolition charge to start with. I'm going to pick the little skink over here on foot, the skink with javelin. And so with that, I get to choose who has priority for the round as well. And I'm going to choose to give Stephen the first activation. And so Stephen's first activation is just a double move with one of his Saurus warriors with Celestite clubs, just moving up into the forest behind the barricade there. And so to begin with, I'm going to make a double move with my Aviarch Harpy up there. Now I'm going to use my double 2 here, which allows me to roll a number of dice equal to the value of the ability. For each 5+, I get a wild dice, but I can only ever use this ability once per turn. So I get 1 wild dice. And then you're just going to make another move with that Saurus warrior there. I'm going to make a double move with the Teratic Prowler. And then your Sunblood will make a double move into that melee scrap as well. I'll then make a double move with the Mortex Cycloptean into the fight going on here, or at least getting ready for the fight there. So next you're going to make a double move with the skink here that has carrying the bomb. I'm then going to bring out one of these Cyclopteans with a double move. Alright, you're then going to bring in a Raptidon Charger to the fight. Now, I am by myself, so I'm going to be -1 toughness, thanks to our Scattered Foes twist. This means you're also going to be spending a double for Raptidon Tactics, which gives you +2 attacks on a charger. So, 5 attacks, needing 4s. That is 2 and a crit.
Yep.
Out comes my Cavalos Centauri. He has made a move action because he's got a nice 7-inch move and is now going to attack your Raptidon Charger. 5 attacks at a strength of 4. You're not getting the negatives because your skink buddy is near you. So we are going to be 3s because your defense 2. Wow, 1 and a crit. Alright, so next up you're going to go with your Raptidon Hunter here. So you're going to make your range attacks. They're going to be going into my Centauri. So you need 5s to wound me. This is both your shots at one time. You got 1 through, so 1 damage. Next, I'm going to make a double move with the Teratic Howler here. Just going into combat with Skink. I know he's not going to be the best fighter in there. He's not going to get any attacks. But he'll just stop you shooting my Centauri. Alrighty, so you're going to attack with your Skink. Now, you're just going to go all in on his attacks. This is going to allow you to make 6 attacks in total. We're just going to roll them all up because you do need 5s, so you're going to need to do quite a sufficient amount of damage to me. You got a crit in there, and that is it. Then just going to make a double move through the graveyard here with my other Teratic Howler. In comes your other Raptidon Charger then, going into my Cavalos Centauri. And so you're going to use another Raptidon Tactics to give you +2 attacks. You will still need 5s on this. You got a crit in there for 3. Then I'm just going to make a double move with my other Harpy. Is just going to make a double move to there. So your last activation with your other Raptidon Hunter back there is going to move over to here. And so your last Raptidon comes into the Cyclopean with Glaive, needing 5s to wound me. I mean, that is all of them. And so with that, I took 5 damage, taking the Cycloptean up to 10 out of 18 wounds. That is the end of round 1 though. That is everything activated. I did gain an extra wild dice during the round. We got a lot of people piling into combat, not an awful lot of combats, but I think it's about to get bloody in the next round. And so priority, this is for the Teratic Cohort. I'm going to get a double 5, that is it. And so for the Seraphon, let's see what they can get. You are going to get a double 6, double 1. And so wild dice wise for the round, I've got to make a triple 5 and triple 6 saving, and double 6, sorry, saving one of my wild dice. Stephen, meanwhile, has then made a 666 and saving his other wild dice as well. So I'll get the first choice of priority, and I am definitely going to be taking it this turn. And so we're going to start with the Centauri Cavalos. And so, starting with the Cavalos, we are going to attack the Raptidon Charger here. Now, I'm going to use a triple for Unleashed Rage. This allows me, if I roll a critical hit, to score one additional critical hit automatically. If I did have 2 wild dice to spare, I could sacrifice 2 wild dice to make it score 2 additional critical hits. But with that, we are going to go. We will need 3s, because strength 4. Against your toughness 2. No critical hits, unfortunately, but they all do land. And so I'm actually going to attack the other Raptidon Charger next, which is going to need 3s once again. No extra attacks on this one. That is 6 damage, and that'll take the other one down because he's already taken 6 wounds. Alright, the other Raptidon Charger I failed to kill is going to attack my Mortec Cyclopean. Now, you're going to use Raptidon Tactics, giving you +2 attacks. Now you're going to be needing 5s to wound me this time, though. That'll be a single crit. It is 3 damage. I've got 5 wounds remaining. I am now going to use my reaction. And so after that damage is applied, I'll now have 13 wounds taken. But I'm going to use the reaction for the Teratic Cohort. I'm allowed to, after all damage has been allocated, make an attack action back at you. Now, I can choose to spend a wild dice, and this will stop any penalties from this ability being used. If I don't spend the wild dice, I am -1 attack, -1 damage. But I've got a spare wild dice, so I'm spending it. No minus attacks, no minus damage. We then are going to need 3s at strength 5 with 3 dice. And if I get one of these, I probably kill you. I mean, I murder you. And, well, that was 15 damage, so it's my activation next. And so I'm going to activate with my second activation now on the Cyclopean that just made a reaction. First of all, I'm going to spend a double for Eyes of Catacross. So each 5+ is an extra wild dice. None, unfortunately. And so that rolling did not go great. You know, I got 1 on 2 dice and got none on 6. Perfectly good math. So I'm going to attack the skink that's holding the bomb. We are needing 3s because strength 5. And that's more like it. Alrighty, so you're going to activate the Saurus Warrior in the middle there. He's going to be activating against the Teratic Howler here. Now, first of all, you're going to declare your triple ability. This is going to be for Savage Bite. Now, normally you would get +1 to your Savage Bite being Coalesce, but you used your 666, so you're just +6 damage. You've also got the Savagery bonus, don't forget, so you're +1 on your critical damage from that. Your strength 4 on the Saurus, correct?
Saurus with club is strength 4, yes.
So you need 4s, because I am defense 4. I mean, that still is going to be your base damage +6. So unfortunately, all those bonuses only equated to 7 damage. Should have been dead. And there you go, those 2 4s will do another 2 points of damage only. I'm going to be alive on a wound. So because that Teratic Howler is pretty much dead, I'm going to attack your Saurus Sunblood. What is the defense of a Sunblood, please? And so you are defense 5, so I'm going to need 5s. 3 attacks needing 5s. I got 1, so it'll be 2 damage so far. And my second attack, 2 damage again. Your other Saurus Warrior is going to come in and attack the Harpy, so needing 4s. I mean, that's more like it. Maybe you should have used all your abilities on him. So he has a bonus critical damage value because of Savagery, because all your Saurus have Savagery. And so I'm going to attack with the Teratic Howler over here, just going into your regular skink, needing 3s. So that'll be 1 crit, that's 6 damage. And so I need to get a hit here. That's another one that'll take the skink out. He goes dead. So seeing his friends get murderized, the skink here with the bomb has decided it's best to try and go the other way with the bomb. So he made a disengage and then a move. And smelling the scent of skink bomb, my Teratic Howler makes a double move to the other side. And so you make another disengage and move here, this time with your Saurus Sunblood. The Harpy here will unload into the Saurus Warrior. 4 attacks, these are at strength 4, your defense 4 on the Saurus Warrior, I believe. So 4s, that is 3 damage so far. And go again. It's another 2, so 5 damage. You're next. Your Raptidon Hunter here is going to go into the Teratic Howler. So you need 5s. You got
1 and 6.
That'll be 4, so I've got 3 wounds left. Go again. If you get 1 6, or all 3 of them are 5 pluses, you kill me. One of them's a 5+, so I'd go to 8 wounds. And so we are going to need the spear. Strength 5. So 3s, because your defense 4. So they will all go through. They're all only 1 damage with this dude, though, for my first attack. So takes you up to 8 out of 12. I need to do 4 damage, so I need a crit here, and I get the crit, which will do 5. Your other Raptidon Hunter is going to go into my Cyclopean Mortec. Needing 5s. You got 1 6, so that is going to be 3 damage. So on your next attack, you need 2 5s or a single 6, and you will take me out. Nothing, unfortunately. And then my last activation of round 2 is going to be the Harpy, just making a double move over there. And so we'll go priority for round 3. And so priority for the rounds, I am going to get a 555, and that is that. Meanwhile, for the Seraphon, that is a large straight. Yahtzee. And so, well, Stephen, you do have 1 wild dice. You've got to declare what you're doing with it first.
I've got 2 wild dice.
Right, so Stephen's not going to elect to spend either wild dice. I am going to make a double 6. Let's try this again. Stephen, you get choice of activation.
I'm going first.
And the Seraphon are going to take it. Alright, this Saurus Warrior here is going to attack first. First of all, into Teratic Howler, you need 4s. Single 4+ will kill me. That takes me out. And so, thanks to a counter on my Teratic Howler, you will take 2 points of damage back on your Saurus. You did roll a 1. And so, because we are fighting over a barricade, I will get the bonus defense to take my 5. So you will need 5s to win the bird. But that is a 6, which will be 3. 4 points of damage. So our bird is left on 1 wound. My first activation is going to be the Cyclopean here. And I'm going to spend my double 6 to try and get some wild dice again. So this is going to be for the Eyes of Catacross ability. Each 5+ is a wild dice. And 1. Now I'm going to attack your skink, which is actually toughness 1 because he's by himself now.
I'm using the reaction.
Yep, you're going to use counter. Cool. So I need 3s. All hit, so no damage back to me. You're going to declare a second counter reaction against my second attack, which will see another 2 damage. So only 9, but I do take 2 damage back. 1 damage back. Sunblood comes in and is going to attack my Cyclopean. So strength of the Sunblood.
Sunblood's strength is 4.
So needing 4s. There's 1 in a crit. My Cavalier Centauri is going to go into your Raptidon Hunter there. We are strength 5, so we are going to need 3s. And kill that model easily. And so you've gone a double move with your skink here. So my Teratic Howler is going to go for Unleash Rage. And so we are going to need 3s. And I got the crit. +2, that'll be 10 damage. So I'll do a double crit there. And Stephen was using a counter there, which was 2 points of damage back to me because I did roll a 1, unfortunately, which will take me out as well. With no more Seraphon to activate, I make a couple of moves here. First of all, with the Teratic Howler and the Harpy, both moving to block off your skink with the bomb. And my Bident Wheeling Cyclopean is going to go into the Saurus Warrior. There's no reactions to make, so 3s for strength 5. Got 1 point of damage through, and going again. That is 10 points of damage, so it'll be 11 onto the 2. That will take him out. Today's video is sponsored by Easy Roller Dice. Fantastic quality, easily legible dice that make your games quick and easy. Easy Roller Dice also sell other accessories for your dice like dice trays, cases, bags and cups as well. Use the code Sinful Gaming to get 20% off your next order and help support this store and the channel. Alright, and so it is the last round. And so this is for the Teratic Cohort. I got a 1-1-5. Meanwhile, for the Seraphon, 2-2, 6. Alright, well, dice wise, I've made a 5-5 and 6. Stephen has gone for a single there to guarantee the turn and a 6. So, what are we doing first?
My skink first.
Skink first with the bomb.
Rush.
And so, you know what? We're going to go with some attacks first. We're going to go with my... we're going to go with the Birdo here first. He's going to, first of all, use the 6. And so, wild dice. I got 2. So now I'm just going to do 2 lots of attacks into the Sunblood. These are needing 5s. I will get 2 and a crit. Alright, so 4 attacks at strength 4. You're going with your triple for Savage Bite, which is going to take you up to damage. It was a 6, so let's see what you can get. None of them will be crits. So that just takes my clock down out. So you're going to attack the Harpy as well, or why not? I mean, yeah, that Harpy's dead. Alrighty, so to explain what's happened here with the Teratic Howler. Now, the first move, I jumped over the barricade because I used a double for Bestial Leap and sacrificed one of the wild dice I had already accrued. This allowed me to make a 4-inch move as if I had fly, and then I get to make a normal move into combat. So I've got 1 lot of attacks now going into this skink. If I get a single hit, because he's only got 8 wounds, I will stop him detonating the bomb. So we need 3s. I mean, he gets nom-noms. I think I ate the bomb as well, to be fair. But your Saurus Old Blood did get some vengeance. And so that will be the end of the game because there's no way you're going to get to detonate it now. But the Old Blood, you know, he got some vengeance in the end. Sorry, the Sunblood. And so that is that victory to the Teratic Cohort.